had to do more in-depth to get this seat, which is the rear seat from a 99 Tahoe. I have no idea what years they use this seat, but this one in particular is a 99. This mount right here, this used to be the front of the mount, how it was situated in the Tahoe. And down here used to be connected to a piece that ran to right here. So we cut that out, rotated it so that it got the seat down lower, and then welded a thick plate into the bottom there and drilled a hole through it, and that's our front support. And there's food and shit everywhere because it just keeps falling out of this seat, because I neglected to vacuum it out before putting it in here. This we were going to bolt down, but it really isn't necessary because structurally there's not a whole lot of benefit here because it's between two strong mounts as it is. So me personally, after this experience, unless you absolutely really want to do this, I just say get another bench seat, because this was honestly probably about 2 weeks worth of work, and we had this seat mocked up about 3 times, and it's still every single time, whenever we finally went to go put it together, it was a full day. It was a whole day affair. But that's besides the point. So right here, this is the driver's side most mount. And how this one works is, so there's a pipe here, and there's a bolt that runs through here. We cut the head off of it, stuck it through the floor, and welded it around the bottom of the cab. And we had to do that on the farthermost passenger side too, just because there wasn't room, because there's a support there. And then this whole area right here around all this has metal plate, a big metal plate welded all the way around here to give the floor more structure. So in the unfortunate event that this is in a wreck, this whole seat is going to try and go like that. So that plate is going to give it more area, and it's going to make it, hopefully, going to make it impossible for that bolt or any of that to tear through that sheet metal floor. So that makes it a lot stronger, and more importantly, it ties it into all this support back here. And then to support the bolt again from this forward twisting motion, there's this plate here welded down to the floor, and that's I think that's 1/8 inch. Welded all down to the floor, welded all up to the pipe. That one right there, that middle one, is the exact same story. And then the one down there is the exact same story, except that one, the middle one, the 2 middle ones, don't have a plate like this welded to them because there's 2 pipes next to each other. They have a plate that welds them both together. But, so one of the advantages of this seat is you can fold it up like this. And I plan on making a little box for storage and whatnot. But there's the 2 middle ones that I was talking about. And you can see there's just a plate that welds the 2 of them together. But that offers up a lot of space back here too. And folding the seat forward allows for that bolt to come out. Now we'll go around to the other side, because you can see those other mounts better. And then this middle mount, I forget exactly what we had to do to this one. This one, I think, this one stayed in its original orientation. It just got cut off on both sides. And then that spring's not connected to the seat, it's just there. And then as you can see, that cable right there, to make sure the seat unlatches, which there's a piece of wood behind the seat that kind of keeps it from latching. But I didn't want to need something under the seat and then not be able to, or behind the seat and not be able to unlatch the back. Because the back of these seats latch, like how this one is right now. Because in the Tahoe, you wouldn't, if you braked hard, you wouldn't want something to hit the back seat and then crush whoever was sitting in it. So that's why they have that cable there to release. And there's kind of a better look at it. And because it hits the steering wheel and doesn't move as far forward, I had to stick a bolt in that, or thread a bolt into that plastic piece so it took the slack up on the cable sooner. This one still folds all the way forward because there's not a steering wheel messing with it. And these are the same story as the farthermost driver's side. This originally was sitting like this, turned up on its side, welded a plate to the bottom of it that lowered the seat down where it needed to be. Didn't bolt these down. There's that cable. This one, the cable actually, we were able to run it and tuck it up and just make it exactly how it was in the Tahoe. There's those two middle mounts again. And then here's this one over there. Over here, exact same as the driver's side. And then this one actually will fold flat. I just need to put something over these mounts right here to keep it from tearing the seat when I fold it, or if I decide to ever fold it down. Really, the only benefit I see of that is if I have something messy that I don't want sitting in the seat, but they're leather, so I don't know why it really matter much. This piece of wood I put here so that the seat isn't just riding on the back of the cab, because I didn't want to scratch up the paint, and I plan on putting a bunch of stickers and whatnot here. Stickers like I think along the top I'm going to do stickers like all the companies that I bought parts from is what I'm going to do there. Maybe, you know, some Roadkill, Mighty Car Month stickers or something like that. And then down here I may do stickers on where this thing goes. If it ever becomes a real travel vehicle, which it may, because I plan on absolutely just driving the pee out of this thing. So, it is cool. It does look good. But it was hard. It was really, really hard to make this work. And the reason we put so much effort into this, because I saw, you know, all these forums, people talk about how easy this shit is to do. 9 times out of 10, if you want to do it right, it's not easy. I saw one of these seats where the guy just stuck the bench seat in there, didn't modify it at all, and just used the two stock bolt holes, and then just drilled some holes in the sheet metal for this, drilled through this piece right here. So that was the stupidest thing I have ever seen. Well, I guess that died. Maybe that's the end of the video. But that was the stupidest thing I've ever seen, because you have a point of contact here, and you have a point of contact here. Meanwhile, if you're in a wreck, you have all of this leverage that's going to work against that bolt, and it's either going to snap the bolt or it's just going to tear it straight through the floor. Because when you think about it, this seat, you know, if you have 3 people sitting here, let's say that's 500 pounds, you know, that seat has to keep 500 pounds from going through the windshield or into the dash. That's a lot of force. You know, if you've ever been in a wreck, that is a lot of force. So, to use one of these seats, you really, really have to do a lot of work to make it to where it's going to be safe. Because those seatbelt buckles tie to the seat frame. They don't tie to the cab. They tie to the seat frame. That seat comes undone, it's going with you wherever, through the windshield, into the dash, whatever it is, that seat's going with you. So, if you're going to do this, do it right, spend a lot of time with it, because, you know, it'd be awful, you know, to have your classic truck, you know, be wrecked and totaled, but it'd be even worse to end up dying in the accident just because of something that got half-assed. So that's why we spent a lot of time working with this one, and the reason we use this seat as a whole is because we had it. We had this seat, might as well use it. I mean, it's, apart from just some kind of wear and tear look right here, these seats are actually in really, really good shape. So that's why we went ahead and decided to use them. But again, it was a lot of work to get them in here. And as you can see, this one actually is not quite straight with the other one. This seat's kind of like this, even though, again, yeah, see, that's how much it's off. And the seat is actually, I think it's an inch too far to the driver's side. You know, it's just, because really you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you have 8 separate mounts that you're trying to account for, and it's just, at least for us, it was just dang near impossible to keep everything in line and where it's supposed to be, and so that's why the seat's off a little bit. But it does look good. I'm very happy with it. I am never taking the seat out unless there's just absolutely no seat left, and at which point I'll probably pay somebody to mess with it, because it was pretty bad trying to get this thing to fit in there. But it's in there, it went good. Got the seat belts in there too from the Tahoe. I'm pleased with those. I took these plastic things off because I didn't like how they looked. And honestly, this look I like a lot better. It kind of like an, I don't know, to me it just kind of looks older and a little more rugged, and so I like that. But so that's what I had to do in order to get this seat in here. I mean, I'm very happy with it. If I had to do it all over again, what I would have ended up doing is finding a way to locate all of this stuff better. Because if you notice, none of this, it was just hard to get all the bolt holes. I probably would have gotten these mounts square with the seat and welded a little, maybe just had a plate that ran all the way across to both of them. And then I might have had a plate that came off and sat right in here. That would keep the latch square, because you notice we had to bend the latch over and do a bunch of grinding here in order to get this one seat to line up with the latch. The other one, we didn't have a problem with it latching. This small one, we had a lot of problem with it latching. So that's probably what I would do with that. And, I mean, I'm going to kind of box all of this. Actually, I'm going to box it up right here and make it flush right here. And that way, from this spot, I can fill all this up, tuck some stuff under here, you know, jumper cables, all that crap. Behind here, all going to be fluids, jack, all kinds of stuff. I may put an amp in the middle there, but I haven't really decided on that. But, so that's the seat. That's all the work that went into it. And that's how hard it was to do. Hope this was helpful to you, and good luck.